Alrighty, hopefully you can all see me. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. And we're just waiting for Matt to turn up as well. Still a few minutes before we start. Hi, I can see that there's 6 people on. Barbara, hopefully you've worked out the time. Hi, Corinne. Hi, Matthew. Welcome to everyone else who's here. But let me know who's here. Give me a wave. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know. I've just been busy loading up all the presentation material. Matt sent me a ton of stuff, and hopefully we're going to get through it all. So let's see how we go with that. How's everyone doing? Yep, pink wave to you as well, Matthew. Great to see you. So what have we all been up to? This is a little bit, hi Jay, welcome. This is a little bit later than I've been starting typically. So this is the view for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Okay, there we go. That's basically Malacca. So, oh, get well, Matthew. Sorry about that. And hi, Adrian in Boston. Yeah, Jay, we're on the 34th floor of one building in a block. It's a complex of 4 buildings. So that over there, that one over there that you're looking at, that's the back of the Hilton. And then we're looking at the Malacca Straits over there in that direction. And I don't know if you can see much over that way. No, it's a bit tricky, isn't it? So, hi, Neil. Great to see you. And let's look at this looking down. There we go. That's looking down and along the street towards the old town. The old town is over there in that direction, kind of where that green hill is. In behind that is more or less where the old town is. And I'll be doing some tours from that at some point as well. Oh, everyone's feeling sickly. That's no good. Get well, Corinne. And has Matthew turned up yet? We're just waiting for him to turn up. Let me see. Let me just double check and see if he sent me any messages. I had to close down Safari, so I'm going to open it up again and make sure that he's not trying to. Maybe I should look on my phone. No, there's nothing there. My Safari browser was using a fair bit of bandwidth, so I closed it and just make sure. Just make sure that Matt's not trying to reach me. Where are we? And checking my content here. Yep, he's not here yet. All right, so I've just loaded up another tour for Wednesday my time, which is going to be Tuesday in many parts of the world. We'll be visiting the Chinese temples, so keep an eye out for that one. Jay, I know that you like the live tour format. Hi, Lynn, lovely to see you. I know you like the live tour format. It's not working quite so well for me right now. I have a few obstacles that I need to overcome. So what I've been doing is I've been making recordings, bring it back, spend hours in my video editor, trying to get things presentation worthy. And that sounds good. Excellent. Thanks, Corinne. So this is the format that we're doing it in. And I've basically been inspired by the way Matthew's been delivering his tours, which is basically he's using Prism. I'm using StreamYard. It's a little bit different. So we're just waiting for him to turn up. Where are you, Matt? Come on. Waiting for you. And he should be here. I sent him the link. Sent him a link this morning. He told me he'd received it. No messages on my phone. And so what else is new? Hi Claire, Lethargy, lovely to see you. So we are, what are we doing? I've got recordings from the fort, the Portuguese fort where the monkeys are that we saw the other day. So I'm working on that. Chinese New Year, saw a fantastic display for Chinese New Year yesterday. Hi Ginny, how are you? Oh wait, I think he's here. Wait, there he is. Okay, There he is. Hey, Matt. Welcome. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, it's good to be here.
So here we go. We've got everyone here. And Judy. Hi, Judy. Matt, can you see the chat? Let me know if you
No,
can see. You can't see the chat screen.
but that's
Hmm.
okay. If anybody wants to ask me anything, they can just write something and
Well,
you can
I'll
ask
repeat
me.
people's messages as they come through. So basically, we have here with us today. Let me just quickly run through. We have Corinne and Matthew Reese, Jay Sumner. Oh, Dahlia, Miss Dahlia, Adrian, um, Neil is here, and who else? Lynn is here. Lynn Conway, Lethargy, Ginny, Judy from Australia, and is that it anymore? Stephanie. Stephanie's here with us as well. So that's who we've got joining us this morning, which is great. Lovely to see them all here. And tell us what your morning's looking like over there in Hong Kong this morning, Matt.
I actually haven't been outside, but yesterday I went for a hike, and yeah, the weather's great. It's nice and cool. It's not too hot. Um,
Great.
yeah, it's a good day.
So fantastic. Yeah, we've been getting lovely cool breezes in the morning. It gets really hot during the day. It gets up to about 31, 32 during the day and really humid here. So we tend to get what we want to do done by about 11 or 12 and then just hunker down for the afternoon.
Yeah, when you told me you were going to Malaysia, I was like, it's a good thing you're going now because it is still winter, so it's like it's not the worst of Malaysia. You still have it's still nice.
Well, that surprises me. Is there such a thing as winter and summer in Malaysia? I wasn't sure that there was.
As far as I know, it's like there's like they say it's like there's hot and hotter.
Okay.
So you just come to the hot part, but it gets a lot worse. So you're there at a good time. I know my cousin visited and it was, but she went at like the worst possible time.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
think you're avoiding the
So it's like
worst. That's
Sydney in
great.
summer and then Sydney in a really bad summer.
Yeah.
All right. So for those who aren't fully aware, what we're planning on doing today is we're just going to chat. We're going to chat about travel. I've structured a few questions that'll guide us along the way with Matt. So we've kind of had a little bit of a practice run. But if things don't quite go according to our original plan, hey, we're just having a chat. So let's see how it all goes. Matt sent me a whole pile of stuff, and I've got it all loaded up here in my studio, ready to add in and take a look at. So, and Lethargy says hi, Matthew. Um, so let's start because I've got these questions here, and the first one I phrased, and as I said, this is just a guideline. Let's just wing it, Matt. But basically, what I said is let's recap who we are, how we got to know each other, when we started on Heygo, how we got into it, and maybe some fond memories. So that's a lot to start with. Do you want to hit us off, or would you like me to start by adding the pictures of you so we can talk through it?
Well, let me start because I think it all ties back quite nicely with what you're doing now. So when Hago was still around, I was doing these interviews with different guides, and one of the people I interviewed was Lynn, and I remember Lynn told me this amazing story, and Lynn, you can maybe tell it again because it ties so nicely into what you're doing now, about when you were younger and you and your husband went on this big trip. Well, it didn't start out that way, but then you want to talk about that first big trip and how it's tied into like what you're doing now.
Well, we just basically took off with backpacks. So we booked a 12-month round the world ticket, and we loaded up with backpacks and suitcases, and we literally packed for every single eventuality that we could think of. And we sent stuff on to Germany because that's where Richard's family is. We traveled for 6 months through. We started off in India, 5 weeks in India, hit Europe, hired a little Citroen 2CV. Some of you might remember those, cute little car. And we were told when we got to the top of Sweden in November, I think you should head south now. So we traveled around for 4 months in this cute little car. Then we hit London and we got jobs for 3.5 years, and then took 6 months getting back again. So this time round, we've learnt, don't take all that stuff. We've ditched the suitcase. We're traveling with our carry-on. We're weighing everything. Things have been turfed out of our bags, and we've decided if we don't have it and we need it, we'll buy it. So that's kind of where we are now.
Yeah, that's I always like, that's my one takeaway is whatever you think you need, you don't need. You can really, you need the, like, now when I travel, I never use carry on, even if I've got carry on, because I just carry everything that I know that I'll need, the essentials, and then the rest you can get where you are. And often you just pack things that you never use.
Absolutely, yeah. We're down to like 3 t-shirts, 3 pairs of pants, and I've got my tech. I've got my tech here, my laptop, my chargers, my GoPro. That's what's taking up all the weight. Hi, Ronnie Lynn. Ronnie Lynn's just joined us. Lindsay Hippie Neil says. Well, not quite, but I definitely have minimalized. I've reduced my lifestyle. I've simplified it a lot, and I feel a lot lighter for it. I'm going to
It
add
just
one.
feels very freeing.
It does. It really does. It makes you really, as I said, it makes you feel lighter. So, and we don't have to worry about waiting around at the luggage carousel for our bags that may or may not turn up, that sort of thing as well. It's one less stress. I'm going to add something. Sorry, Matt. I'm just going to add your first slides to the chat. So keep talking. Keep saying what you're saying.
Oh yeah. So this was from Nepal. It was our first for me in Hong Kong. Hong Kong was like, it was never shut down, but it was very hard to leave. Like if you left and you had to come back, you had to pay for 3 weeks hotel quarantine, which was very expensive. So I'd never traveled until they opened up travel again. And this was the first trip I did. Some of you may remember. We went on a hot air balloon. I went crazy. I went bungee jumping, and then we also did paragliding. This was just a while, like my first time to travel. I went to Nepal, and it was an amazing time, and that was awesome that I could share some of those moments on Heygo. But you asked earlier about what is my highlight in Heygo. My highlight in Heygo was I was in the Philippines, and we were at a aquarium, and we were swimming and feeding stingrays. And after I didn't finish the stream, but afterwards, here's some pictures. They said, "Oh, so the stingrays were in one tank, and then right next door was the main tank of the aquarium." And they said, "Oh yeah, just go. You can just go inside. There it is." They said, so just straight ahead was where the rays were, and then now is the big that the water in front is now the big aquarium. And they said, "Yeah, just jump in there. It's okay. Take your camera and everything, and you can live stream down there." And so I had this amazing experience, not only of being able to feed these stingrays, but of just jumping into the main tank and then doing this like amazing live streaming inside the main tank where there were black tip reef sharks and other fish. It was just one of those moments where you want to pinch yourself and be like, "This is so cool that I get to do this and I get to share this." It was one of those pinch yourself moments that I
I'm
really
going to catch you
remember.
up. I'm going to catch you up with some of the chat. So first of all, there's lots of people who remember this tour and absolutely adored it. And there's lots of really good memories. Susanna's here. Welcome, Susanna. She's loving the stingrays. Neil's been very cheeky. First of all, he says, "Are you 12 in that picture?" So you can respond to that if you like. And then he goes on to say, "Wrong answer, Matt. Highlight was meeting the community." Well, that goes without saying, Neil. We know that was definitely one of the highlights of Heygo, was meeting you guys, the wonderful community. Ronnie Lynn says, "Where the heck is a stingray's mouth?"
Oh yeah, it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom, like at the bottom of the stingray underneath.
Yeah, it's the thing that makes it look like an angel face, isn't it? With the sort of
Yeah, it's
funny.
got that like
Yeah,
smile. When you look at them, they always look like
that's
they're
it.
smiling.
Yeah. Ginny says, "Was I your first guide interview, Matt?"
Yes,
Um,
Jenny was the first, because I started that series, and Jenny was the very first person that I interviewed. I think I did about 3 or 4. Jenny, you, and there were 2 more.
oh
Oh
yeah,
no, no, I did about 5.
was
Kiara
there
was the
one in
last one I
Japan?
remember doing.
Oh, Kiara, that's right. Was there one in Japan as well? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I did quite a few. There was Trisha in New Zealand.
Trisha, that's right.
Was in,
Yes, and Hoi in Vietnam.
yeah. So this is from Shanghai. So actually last night I it's been sitting in on my phone for ages, but I on the 20th of December last year, Shanghai Disneyland opened Zootopia, and on the 25th of December, I got to Shanghai Disneyland, and this is a photo from Shanghai Disneyland,
It's a
and
fantastic photo. Yeah.
I last night I finished. It's been sitting on my phone for like a month now, but I finally just edited the video together. So if you want to see that, that's on my YouTube channel under Shorts, and you get to have a look at what this new land looks like. It's really cool, and I've contrasted it with a video like from the movie, and then you can see the what it looks like in real life. They really like recreated the land so nicely.
Oh
But
yeah.
this was
Yeah.
definitely a highlight,
Fantastic.
being in Shanghai.
And is this here at the same place?
Yeah, also Shanghai. I mean, just China is such an amazing place. Like Shanghai, that Disneyland is like our Hong Kong Disneyland park can fit in like one of their lands. It's just amazing. Then in Beijing, uh, 2 years ago, they opened the first Universal Studios. So this is Harry Potter, the Hogwarts Castle,
Ah,
and they've
yes.
got one of the best dark rides in the world, which is based on Jurassic World.
Oh, wow.
Um, you can check it out on Instagram. I was actually watching a video earlier about it. It's just an incredible, incredible park.
I'm just going to whiz through. I can't remember
That's
what
a photo
other
from there.
slides. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, you've got that one, and these are the last two in this
Yeah, so
in
these are
this
some of the things that
presentation.
I did, but I didn't do any tours. So this was at Tiananmen Square, and this is really cool. Now in Tiananmen Square, there's lots of things you can do. There's some museums. You can also like in Moscow, where you can see the body of Lenin.
Yeah.
You can also go in Tiananmen Square and see the body of Mao. Now,
I
unfortunately,
chose
not
not
allowed
to
to
do that.
video or film or anything. So, like for both places, I've just never took a video or pictures. It's not
Yeah.
allowed. But it's a cool experience. Um, they both look very waxy, but it's a cool experience that you get to actually see them, which is quite amazing.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Um,
I chose not to do it. We were in Beijing with my son and on a school trip. They were there for sport, for soccer, and we went to Tiananmen Square. And I don't know, I just didn't want to go in and see a dead body. But each to their own, I guess. So it's interesting to
yeah.
hear your point of view on it. Yeah.
If you're anybody's interested, you just Google it and you'll be able to see without going. It's people have, I don't know how they've taken pictures, but they have.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and finally, you threw this one in, Matt. So tell us about Heygo and your experience with Heygo. I can see that you reached at 2,500 followers there. I think I got to just over 1,000. I know that Susanna and I were sort of friendly competition between each other with our follower numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was. I mean, it was. It. We can. I'm sure we can talk about the experience, but it was quite a like. Obviously, it was quite a. It was an amazing experience to have that experience.
Yes.
Also, it was quite a shock when it ended. I'll tell you what happened to me. I was on a flight to South Africa, and the message came through when I was at the airport, and then I couldn't have, there was no time to process. I just read the message and then got on the flight. Then I wondered what was going on for the next like 2 days while I flew to South Africa. Um, so But I knew, like, immediately, like, during that flight, I just realized, like, whatever happens, I'll just move everything to YouTube, and it was really it was a nice way to end off that particular time with being in South Africa, and I thought it was quite fitting way to end everything off,
Yeah,
all that
absolutely.
chapter.
Jay says, you live streamed from the train en route to the airport. I was stunned.
Oh yeah. So I've done a couple. So I did a live stream at the airport just before I flew, left South Africa. That was like just before Heygo went. But then I've also done a couple of live streams where I take the high-speed train in Hong Kong to the airport, and that's like quite a nice. I'll maybe do that again. I haven't done that on YouTube. I'll maybe do that because there's tons of like useful information that you can learn just from doing
That
that.
would be an awesome tour for YouTube. That would be an awesome recording. People are doing that sort of thing all the time, and people are looking up that sort of thing all the time to see what trains
Yeah,
like.
because like I want to know, like, how do you, especially when I'm arriving in a new city, I want to know how to get from A to B.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
how does it connect?
I look that sort of stuff up. You want to know how the ticketing works, and how long it's going to take to walk from here to there. From a train station to a bus station or to a ferry terminal. I mean, these are the sorts of things that people are looking up on YouTube all the time.
Yeah, it's part of the planning. So maybe I'll do that before I leave.
Does
Yeah,
that pivot?
sounds
Does that
really
sort of
good.
lead to one of our next questions? I don't even remember what I asked now. Oh, here we go.
I don't know.
How have we pivoted? Let me put that in. Let me pop that into the chat, because we're totally professional here, Matt. We're following the script and and all of that.
I mean, yeah,
Here we go.
immediately when everything ended, I knew that we had to go to YouTube, and like, I mean, I just thought I already had a YouTube channel and I already had the Facebook group. I just said, listen, just come here and then I'll carry on doing things from here. But then I did take, immediately after Heygo ended, I took about a month break, just to like regroup. And then afterwards, I just started up again. Experimented. I first did like a Facebook Live. That was quite fun. Then I didn't know at the beginning, like I did a Facebook Live, then I did YouTube, and then it just sort of figured itself out, and yeah, it's been good.
I tried Facebook Live first of all as well, and I found a couple of obstacles with it. The first one was that I couldn't go back and edit it, and sometimes I wanted to go back and edit it, but now I've figured out if I do something live, that's it. It goes live. It goes to where it stays on YouTube, and what I deliver is what you get. So it's kind of not so much of an issue, that one. But the chat was weird for me on Facebook Live. I could only see one line across the screen. I couldn't see chat scrolling. So that was difficult for me, and I found YouTube much better in that regard. A couple of people have asked you about South Africa. Dahlia asks when you're going to South Africa again. And Tina, hi Tina, do you miss South Africa, Matt?
Yeah, I'm going back to South Africa. It's going to be during my summer holidays, so I think it's going to be around like July, August. Yeah, so I'll be going back, and I'm going to be going back every year. So, yeah, I'll be back, and I miss my parents. So I'm happy to see them again in August.
August, oh, that's nice. So that's one of your trips for this year. I guess it's a good time to ask what else you've got planned.
Yeah. So that is we're going back to like it'll be a yearly thing. I'll go back to South Africa. So August is the trip back there.
Fantastic.
Matthew, and I may stop
Matthew,
off in Kenya as well, because I've got another friend there that I haven't seen in a while. And
you've got to go to Kenya. I've been to Kenya. Kenya's amazing. Kenya's just absolutely amazing. We visited 3 safari parks when we were there. We did Zavo East, Zavo West, and I think it's called Simba Hills. It's like a treehouse accommodation. Just incredible.
wow.
Matthew says, and I'm honoured to be Matt's Facebook admin.
Thank you, Matt.
And Ronnie Lynn says, that's great. And Dahlia says, can't wait to see South Africa again. I'm going to take the opportunity to share what I've done in the past for those who aren't familiar. So for those who do know me, of course, you know that I love nature. I love natural places, wild places, national parks, trees. You'll see me hugging trees and touching bark and all sorts of weird stuff like that. This is one of the places that I took tours to in the Blue Mountains in Australia. And another
this
place.
is amazing.
The Blue Mountains
this
is just
place.
incredible. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it is. It's stunning. And I was so proud to be able to take people there. What else did I do? Well, there's another shot from the Blue Mountains. You can see that I love the Blue Mountains.
What I love about Blue Mountains, so I know that it's difficult to get signal, but when you go down, you can go down into the canyon. They play the
Yes.
Indiana Jones
Yes,
music. It's like,
that's it.
it's such a fun moment.
Oh, it's awesome. You go down. I did a tour on that, and I had to. The signal cut out halfway down through that canyon, so you go down between in the crevice.
Yeah, because
between
you
the
literally
two
just go.
rocks. Yeah, it's 52 degrees. For anyone who doesn't know, 52 degrees is the incline on that railway, and you lose your signal halfway. So I went back around and I did it again, and I recorded it, and then I delivered the recording of the scenic railway. So that people didn't miss out but it was amazing to do it live as well.
Yeah, and
yes,
they've also got, I mean, from what I remember, there are these cable cars that go across the landscape, the canyon. Just such a beautiful area.
Oh, it is. It's gorgeous. This is me doing Scenic World on Pride Day. They dressed everything up in World Pride Day colours, and I got challenged by the viewers to try a hat on. I think that might have been you, Tina. Was that you that dared me to put the hats on for a photo? And then this was when they had dinosaurs down in the valley. Looks like all the photos I did were from Scenic World. I was really tired last night. I didn't want to go wading through all my photos of all my
I love this. So where was the dinosaurs in the valley?
It was just at the start of school holidays, so it was between sort of right about the beginning of December. Might have run for the entire school holidays. As you know, our summer holidays are from the beginning of about mid-December through to the end of January, and I'm pretty sure it ran for that entire time. Yes, at the bottom of the valley. That's right. So.
Love that. That's so cool.
It was fantastic, and they were all animated as well, and they made noises. I took my granddaughter down there, and she absolutely loved it. She went on dinosaur hunt. She stomped off and led us on a big dinosaur hunt, looking for the dinosaurs.
Man, I love that it's got an egg in its hand.
Yeah, absolutely. This was the egg thief, that one. So there you go. All right. So that's my little was there one more? Hold on a second. Let me just go back. Was there one more? Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, and I took you to the Botanical Gardens in Sydney, and that was the Flower Wall. And what else? Oh, yes, and we went to the beach. We went to the beach a lot. This was Ettalong Beach on the Central Coast. Lots of times we went to the beach. There we go.
And I know you also went to the animal sanctuaries as well. And I think you adopted a koala, or you've adopted some animals as well.
Let's go this way. We adopted a koala at the Port Macquarie Koala Hospital. We adopted one koala there. And then we went back to, when I was living at Nelson Bay, I volunteered. I signed up to volunteer at the Port Stephens Koala Hospital. So I was doing a shift there once a week. Which was absolutely amazing. And I got to cuddle koalas and wombats, and it was amazing. And we did, as Tina said just there, we adopted all the animals. I went on a big push, and we managed to raise enough money to adopt the entire, which was $200. We adopted all the animals in the park. So that was fantastic. Yeah.
If anybody's wondering what is wombat, the way I think about it, if you look at a koala's face and a wombat's face, they've got the same face. So in my mind, a wombat is a koala that never learned to climb.
They're actually the closest relatives to each other as well.
Yeah, the one just burrows underground, the one goes up top. The other thing about koala, so I believe koala is an Aboriginal word, and it means translates to no water. And the reason is koalas stay in the trees and they just lick like I think the dew off the leaves. But the other thing they do, they eat these leaves that are really toxic,
Yep.
and it makes them really sleepy. So I think they eat for like an hour a day and then like sleep the rest of the day while their stomach digests these poisonous leaves that no other animal wants
No
to
other animal
eat.
can eat. That's it. Exactly. Do wombats fly? No, Neil, they don't fly. Would you like me to look up a picture of a wombat and share my screen? I can do that for you. And Susanna says, yeah, they're constantly stoned. They're just stoners. All
That's
right.
why when you touch a wombat, when you touch a koala, they're very oily because of the gum, those gum leaves that they eat.
The resins.
Just like it's also a problem if there's a fire because like they're just covered in oil. It's like when there's wildfires happen, it's like you don't want to be oil. Yeah, anyway.
All right, now I'm going to try something, and you, Matt, you keep talking so I can tell if I am still.
Okay.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm looking for present, share screen, and I'm going to go
Let's see.
here and see if this works. Can you see that?
Yeah, something's loading.
Something's loading. Okay.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, there's a wombat. So you can see it's like the if you see close up, the face is like this. Look very
Where's a
similar
good one?
to.
Where's a good one? How about? Oh, look at this one. Oh, oh. There we go. All right, I'm going to stop sharing now. Go back. Oh, you tab StreamYard doc. So I can look. This is useful for you too, Matt. Look, I can. Look at that. Actually got it in the screen. Can everyone see us on the side and the share screen in the view? Is everyone else seeing the same thing as me?
Yeah, I can see.
Yep. Okay. All right. I'll stop sharing now. We'll get rid of that. So yeah, that's all good. I'm not sure we're going to have time for all our videos, Matt. You sent me about 6 videos. Is there anyone in particular?
I just went a bit crazy. But all the videos I sent are mostly the videos that for the last couple of weeks. I've been doing a China series and I've just edited little shorts. So it's everything. If you've been following the tours I've been doing, it's little shorts of those previews of what to expect.
Yeah, no, that's all good. And I think you're going very soon. We'll show that at the end, but you're going very soon to Angkor Wat, which is going to be amazing. Is that for Chinese New Year, or is there any? Why did you choose Angkor Wat in particular?
Yeah. So I have a Chinese New Year holiday, and Angkor Wat is it's just and Thailand as well. Also, like a time of year is really important. So this is like the one time I can go where it's not going to be too hot. So it's a good time to go. And then the other thing is, you used to, before COVID, like it was so easy to get there. You just take a direct flight from Hong Kong, and you get there, and it was easy. There's no direct flights anymore, so I have to go to Thailand, and then take a flight from there to get to Angkor.
That sounds like a really long day.
Yeah. But that's been like on my bucket list forever, so I'm really excited to finally go there and yeah, man, excited to share it as well. The one thing I really like about traveling, and I'm sure like you get to travel 3 times. Well, at least this is what I've been feeling like the last few weeks. Like you the planning, that's the first time you get to travel, and that's exciting in itself because you travel there on paper, you travel there in your mind, then you get to experience the experience of being there, and that's just like cool. And then the third thing, which is really like one of the nicest things, is being able to share everything, and that's been really nice. What I've really enjoyed is being able to have the same like experience something 3 times, being able to plan it, do it, and then being able to share it with everyone, and like get a deeper understanding of where it's like the holiday never ended; it just extended, it extended on. It's really nice to be able to share places and
Yeah.
experiences. Yeah.
Definitely. I totally agree with that. I actually love the planning part of it. It gets me so excited and so just full of anticipation. It's really a wonderful part of the whole process. Why would you give the planning to a travel agent? I just love that hands-on part of, hang on a second, we're gonna get a bus here and we need to get there by such and such a time, and all of that, all the intricacies, choosing the hotel, everything.
It's
I
part
just
of the
love it.
adventure, like the first how it starts, like in your mind, and it's that first part.
Absolutely.
That's a
Is there any one of these videos that you'd really like me to share in particular? I'll see if I can figure out which one.
if
Well,
I put the latest one up that we're doing this today, I'm doing it like this evening. It's
actually,
the
I just
Bund
numbered
one.
them all. I'm not going to know which one is which.
It'll just see like a view, like
Okay, hang on.
like some new buildings and like some
one's
water.
got a doorknob. One's got a doorknob. One's got.
And it's not the doorknob one.
Okay, that looks like the Forbidden City. That one. This one looks like, oh, the Great Wall. That's the Great Wall. This one's got some big sort of like British style buildings.
Yeah, maybe just pick on that one and see if it's the
Pick
one.
that one?
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with that one.
Buildings, a waterfront promenade, and a stellar view of Shanghai's skyscrapers. The Bund is an iconic landmark and the city's most famous mile. Join Travel the World with Matt and feel the charm of the old city, contrasted with its modern center.
Awesome. That was
Yes.
cool.
So that's tonight, and this is really cool. So if you go to Shanghai, you have to go to the Bund. So in front of you, you have modern Shanghai. You can see the Oriental Tower on the left, and then behind us, you've got all these international buildings. And if you go inside, you'll see like you saw in the video. There's some beautiful mosaics. The one of them is the HSBC building. And it's got beautiful mosaics of all like the finance centers. So there's one for London, Paris, Shanghai, Hong Kong, and they're all up there. I filmed them as well. I went inside the old HSBC building, and that's a very interesting history and just a beautiful place to walk around in the evenings. And at nighttime, it just lights up, and it's just spectacular.
Neil just says, as I always say, Matt needs a voiceover career. Your voice in that video is definitely very different.
I'll tell you, that day, actually, I was actually very sick that I did it was last weekend, and I'd gone to Guangzhou, and then I came back, but I had a cold, but I needed to get the video, and I wanted to get that video out. And so I did the voiceover. My voice was not like, my nose is a little bit stuffy in that particular one.
We all know the sexy cold voice. Let me show you. I've got a little video as well. This is something that I've got coming up. Ooh. So let's
I'm
do
excited.
This one.
Let's see.
Oh, that's not me. That's you.
Join Travel the World with Matt as we explore the Temple of Heaven in Beijing, China, a masterpiece of architecture and landscape design, where emperors of old came every winter solstice to pray for a good harvest.
Yeah, that was cool. I saw that tour, Matt. That was fantastic. Really cool. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking for my video. Let me see. Where is it?
I'm excited to see it.
Now we've got it. I don't have a sexy voice video though.
Oh wow.
This is the temple tour I'll be doing on Wednesday. So temples, wildlife. This was in Malacca. The monkeys, of course, they're everywhere. Cooking, we cover it all. You know that. You must have those in Hong Kong as well. Do you have those?
Those monkeys, yes.
And I saw this yesterday. We've got a Chinese New Year tour coming up.
So yeah, this year it's quite interesting. So usually in Chinese New Year you have the dragon dance and the lion dance, but this year is quite special because it's the year of the dragon.
That's it.
Which is quite cool as well.
There's dragons everywhere.
That only happens. I think there's like 14 or 12 animals on rotation. So it's very cool that this year is the year of the dragon.
That's it. Once every 12 years.
When I saw that street food, I was like, oh man, that looks so good.
So do you have those pastries in Hong Kong? I think they call them youtiao in Chinese.
We have got a type of pastry, but it's different to that one, yeah.
They're very
like
yummy.
A thicker bread. It's something like I think we have like with a meal, you know, like dip it in, but it's more like like you'd have with a soup or something.
Oh, the way I understand it is
like
these are a bit like churros, so they're more for you'd have it with coffee apparently. Those pastries, and they're really tasty. They're really good.
Oh man, it looked really like a nice dessert.
Yeah, absolutely. Are there any questions that we should have covered that we didn't get to? I've got how important travel is to what we're doing, what inspires us, what are we looking for? Yeah, okay. So why don't we have a go at that? How do you choose your destinations, I guess, is what I was trying to get at there. You know, what we're looking for when we actually choose a place to go.
Okay. Do you want to answer?
Do I want to answer?
I'd be very interested. I would be very interested. How did you decide on, when you're doing this, quite a long trip, so how did you decide on this particular route and these set of countries?
Okay. Yeah, we're traveling for a year. For anyone who doesn't know, we're actually traveling for a year, or that's our intention. I've actually only booked the flights up until August. I haven't booked any return flights yet, so maybe we're going to get stuck in Europe. We left Australia on the 10th of January. We intend to spend 7 months in Southeast Asia, and then we're heading to Europe from there in August. So we're both retired, I guess, reluctantly or willingly, as the case may be. We haven't reached retirement or pension age yet. So when we sold our house, we built a little granny flat in our daughter's backyard, and the rest of the money we put in a fund that pays us a really small income because we're not at pension age yet. So we have the granny flat rented out, and we have a small amount, call it an income if you like, that we are trying to live on. And we have a very, very tight budget. So cheap countries are really, really important to what we're doing this year, and that's how we ended up in Southeast Asia. We're staying in places that have to be less than $40 a day. Our budget is less than $100 a day for accommodation and food and everything else that we're trying to do. So we don't have a lot to keep us going every day. It's far cheaper than Australia, Susanna, like incredibly so. Breakfast this morning, which is our regular place we go for breakfast while we're here in Malacca, is 9 Malaysian ringgit for 2 people, which is $3. It's less than $3 for 2 people. And what we get for that is 2 roti canai. Richie gets one with egg and onion. I get just the plain one. It comes with some dal. And then we get 2 milky teas. And that's our breakfast. $3 for 2 of us. So that's...
Wow, that's really smart. And I like that. I mean, when I do a trip, like it's always quite jam-packed because my holidays are quite limited. But I feel like it's so nice to be able to just take in a place and just, you know, just be there and like enjoy it and
slow travel.
Present and get
absolutely. Yeah, slow travel is our approach to it this time round. One reason is that transport costs money. So if you can stay longer between your transport, you're spreading that cost of transport out over a longer period of time. Ginny's asking me how much of Europe will I cover. Ginny, I'm going to be concentrating on the cheap countries, which is Spain and Portugal, basically. The only reason we're arriving in Germany is because Richard has family there. So we'll catch up with them briefly, and then we'll head to Spain and Portugal. I've also since found out that unlike the good old days where an Australian could land in Europe and get 30 days here, 30 days there, because every country had their own visas, now you've got this Schengen zone visa. I'm only allowed to stay for 90 days. So that means that our time in Europe is really dictated by my visa. Richard can stay as long as he likes. He's got a German passport, but I'm kind of stuck. I'm only limited to 3 months. So unless we can find out something different, because I'm married to a German citizen, but at this point in time, we've only got 3 months there. Unless we can come to London for lunch, Ginny, and they'll let us
like
back
a
into
visa
the
run.
country. Yeah, we do a visa run. I don't know if it works that way, because I've heard that you've only got 90 days within a 180-day period. But then the German consulate said that doesn't apply if you're a spouse. So we're not really sure. We're a little unclear. We don't know exactly how it's going to work for us. I guess we're going to find out when we get there. So we also realise that Europe is not going to be as cheap as Asia, but Spain and Portugal should be cheaper than the rest of Europe. And that's
Yeah, I did a really nice walk. I know in Paris, in France, and in Spain, and then also in Portugal, they've got the Camino de Santiago.
Yes.
It's that beautiful walk, and I did the one from Portugal. I did it from Barcelos, but you can go from the main cities and then walk all the way into Spain, and that was such an amazing experience. I made some good friends, and we went through all these little towns and jumped in the rivers. It was just and all the towns were so beautiful and like old, and oh man, I just remember having a really good time.
Yeah, we stayed quite close to
doing that.
the Portuguese-Spanish border once on a trip when we were living in the UK. We went to Oporto. We flew into Oporto. We picked up a car. We stayed on, I can't remember the name of the river, but it's up in the north. Viana do Castelo was one of the towns that we stayed in. And then we drove up to Vigo in Spain and had a seafood lunch at Vigo, and that was beautiful.
Man, that's cool. And what did I want to ask you? So where to next? So you're in Malaysia. Where's the next stop?
So we're spending 10 weeks total in Malaysia. After Malacca, we leave Malacca on the, let me think, what date is it? The 12th of February. And the reason we changed, so we're 3 weeks in this apartment, and that was going to take us up till the 7th of February. And then I found out Chinese New Year's on the 10th. And I was being told, whatever you do not travel on those days, those few days leading up to Chinese New Year. So okay, I need a few more days in Malacca. So we're traveling after the start of Chinese New Year. So we're moving apartments on Wednesday, and we'll be about a kilometre in that direction. And that apartment is for 5 days. Then we head to Ipoh. Ipoh is between Kuala Lumpur and Penang, staying there for 2 weeks. And apparently it's really well known for its cave temples and forests. And it's about an hour from the coast. I believe there's some turtle sanctuaries. So may have to try and see if we can have a look at those, or how easy they are to get to. So there's a few things there. Then we're on to Penang. So Penang will be for about a month. In March, we spend most of March in Penang. Then on to Vietnam.
Oh man, I'm jealous. So cool.
That's okay. When you're my age, you can do it. When you've got no money at my age, you can do it too.
Yeah, my problem is time. I just don't have time at the moment. I just got the holidays that I have, and then I'd have to make the most of those little short times.
Yeah, I know, it's really hard. We scrimped and saved, and I worked 3 jobs to get that travel all those years ago. We were 29 when we did that, and we spent 4 months traveling, and that was as a result of 12 months hard saving so that we could do it.
Wow, super cool. I feel like it's like a nice, it's like a nice to have that memory and that moment from that time, and then to like do like a similar thing, like all this time later, like you matured, you know, you've got like you've learned so much, like it's not, and it's you're having like a different experience as well. It's nice. It ties everything up quite nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. We're treating it exactly like that. Looking forward to the Hoi meetup. Yeah, so am I, Neil. And I've also reached out to Hugh and Spring in Saigon. I'm afraid I can't afford their food tour. It's a little bit out of our price range, but we're hoping to meet up for coffee while we're in Saigon, which is going to be amazing. And I've also reached out fairly recently to Sean in Portugal. So hopefully by the time we get to Portugal, I'll be able to meet up with Sean O'Rourke, that really sort of typical Portuguese name that he carries. All right. Sorry, Matt, you were going to say something.
Oh no, I'm just gonna just give me a second. Let's see.
You're trying to remember some of the questions that Sean and
Yeah, I'm
Son.
just having a look at. I want to see if there's something I haven't covered.
Actually, is he in Portugal or Spain? I think he might be in Galicia, Sean. Got a feeling. But yes, anywhere that we travel, I'm going to try and catch up with former colleagues, because we've shared so many amazing times with our colleagues on Heygo, and I'd really like to make connections with them if at all possible.
Yeah, that's the one thing I always like think about is like, I mean, being in all these amazing places is great, but you know, like the most amazing thing is like to have like be in these amazing places or have these amazing places to backdrop, but to develop these friendships.
Absolutely.
I always feel it's like the most special thing to be in some strange new place and to have met someone that have a friendship that is like I don't know, very rewarding experience.
Yeah, Tariq has hi Tariq, thank you. Tariq has just confirmed Sean lives in Galicia. I remember doing a tour of his where he made a cake and it had the sword of Galicia on it in icing sugar. And Ginny says, I'm hoping to visit Kendall in Japan. We met up in Portsmouth in August. Oh, that'd be fantastic, Ginny. That'd be amazing. All right. I think we've chatted long enough. What do you think? Is there anything else that we wanted to? I will show your amazing Angkor Wat photos to finish off.
Yeah. So that's what's coming up next month. So I think I'll be taking a little bit of a break, and then while I'm traveling, and then I'll do I think one live stream while I'm there of Angkor, and then I'll come back with a bunch of stories, which I'll share in.
Get into all the video editing. Yes.
Yeah.
Now I've put both links for Matt and myself. Buy me a coffee in the description for the tour we're doing today. Please, if you're able, support one or both of us if you can. Show my promos too. Didn't I show my promos? I thought I did. Where's my?
And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to Lynn's channel, Health Growth, and of course she's going to have a lot of amazing content because she's doing this big trip over almost the whole year. So you're going to be able to experience a lot of places that we've never seen before.
Absolutely.
So that's sure to be interesting.
Hi, Sarah. Sarah's saying hi to everyone, and Tariq is here. Neil said show your promos too. Well, I did show that one. I mean, I can show it again if you like. That's this one here. Let's see. Yeah, this one. So this is the. Oh, sorry, I got rid of Matt. I didn't mean to do that. This is where we're going into the two temples on Wednesday. The beautiful old Chinese temples in Harmony Street. And then when we go to the fort, St. John's Fort, I've got a little bit of footage of this guy and of the monkeys. We'll see the food cooking when I do the walk down Yonker Street and Dutch Square. I'll include that. And then the Chinese New Year. I've got tons of footage from yesterday of the events. There were 5 different events yesterday. So all of those, there's 4 tours there that I'll be bringing over the next week or two. So that's what we can look forward to.
It feels like the animals are just like part of the city. They're just like walking everywhere.
They are. We were walking along the river walk and I saw a movement across on the opposite bank, and it's all, I actually don't know how to say this word, canalized, turned into a canal. You know, it's got brickworks. Yeah. It's not natural riverbank. And here's this movement on the opposite bank. And there's this great big huge, we call them goannas. What are they? Lace monitors or something, I think they're called. Yeah. Monitor lizards. This massive, great big huge lizard just sort of, you know, moving along the bricks on the opposite bank of the river. And you loved Anna's monkey tours. These aren't the aggressive Balinese monkeys. These monkeys didn't even come close to us. They just watched us from the treetops, and they were very sweet and very polite and not very aggressive at all. And Corinne says, I remember the Chinese New Year from last year, Lynn, when you took us to the shopping mall. It was wonderful. That we were remembering that yesterday because they let off those fireworks at the end of every shop. So the dragon went, the lion or dragon or whatever it is, goes up to every shop, and the shopkeeper gives it lettuce. I still don't understand why lettuce, but the dragon, you know, munches the lettuce, and you see these bits of lettuce go everywhere. And then they set off these fireworks outside every single shop, and it's so loud. But the energy is just amazing. Did they do something like that in Hong Kong?
Yeah, there's going to be huge celebrations in Chinese New Year. And of course, like Chinese New Year is a massive event. I mean, somebody gave me some advice. They said never travel to China during Chinese New Year. And the reason is you've got like 1 billion people all traveling home. And then after traveling home to have dinner with their families, they go out and they do more traveling around China and around Asia. So
everyone's on the move. Yeah.
Super crazy.
All right. Well, I'm going to sign off, Matt. We're going to wave goodbye, and I'm going to actually just have this. You can tell us, if you like, about these 3, or we've already covered it, but these are the 3 places that Matt wants us to tease you all with. And
so this is what we can expect in March. That's What a Run. It's actually from such an interesting story, but a European ship that sunk and that had a whole lot of porcelain, and they used it to make this structure. So that's going to be a story that I would like to do when I come back in March. And then the last picture will be of Angkor Wat. So that's where we're going this month, 1 week's time.
All right, fantastic. All right, thanks so much, Matt. It's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it. I hope everyone here enjoyed it too. We have currently 24, beg your pardon, viewers watching us. So goodbye to all of you, in case you didn't come on and say hi. And if you can share postcards, if you'd like to, with all your groups, share the word, get everyone on board. We both need lots of subscribers, so share the word, tell your friends, bring them along, and we'd love to see you both. See you all on our next tours. Yes, Tina, that's Angkor Wat.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next time. And please hit the subscribe button on Lynn's channel. A lot of cool content coming up over the next few months.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
See you.
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.